Thank you, ladies, for attending today's Empower Hour session. Today, you're in for a treat. This workshop has been specially prepared for you by the Women's Business Organization students from the Ohio State University, Pennsylvania University, Indiana University, and the University of Wisconsin, and they are going to walk you through a workshop on how to build a awesome LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to pull up the video. Let me share my screen with you ladies. And can you all see the screen okay?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let me stop share. Make sure I put sound. There we go, share sound. That might be helpful.
Hello, everybody. My name is Casey Spangler. I'm a student at The Ohio State University, and I am here with other students on the planning committee for the WBCLC Ignite conference. And we're going to be talking about how to build and utilize a LinkedIn profile today. And also a lot of our slides and information were given to us by students of other Big Ten schools as well. So we want to thank them for that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jillian, and I will be first sharing with you the background on what LinkedIn is. So LinkedIn is actually the world's largest professional network on the internet. It's a great way to be able to find the right job or internship, connect and strengthen your professional relationships, and learn skills that you may need later in your career. So you can access this platform through a desktop, on your phone, through a mobile app, a mobile web experience, or the LinkedIn Lite Android mobile app. A complete profile can help you connect with opportunities by showcasing your unique professional story through experience, skills, and education. You can also use this platform to organize offline events, join groups, write articles, post photos and videos, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Madison, and I'll be going over some of the do's of LinkedIn, and in a second, Jalen will be going over all the don'ts of LinkedIn. So first, you do want to showcase your personality and interests and really be true to who you are. You do want to include a profile picture and a background picture that's relevant to you. You do want to fill in as much information as you can on your LinkedIn profile and eventually get to that 100% complete profile. You do want to include appropriate information about each section on your LinkedIn page. You want to utilize LinkedIn Learning if you're interested in that, and then also use an appropriate headshot for your profile picture.
Hi everyone, I'm Jalen. As Madison said, I will be discussing some of the don'ts of LinkedIn. So first, we have don't repeat your resume. And this is obvious, they can see your resume right on your LinkedIn profile, so you don't need to repeat everything in that. And it's don't use informal language. You want to be really professional. Don't connect with strangers and individuals that you don't plan to connect with in person or virtually. And then finally, don't embellish your achievements with your interest.
All right, going into the first section of your LinkedIn profile is all about you. So the About You section, this is just a brief personal statement. So, what really embodies you, like with your skills, qualifications, what really can make you showcase as like a really good potential candidate for a position. Also talk about your involvements and your interests. So make sure to really be well-rounded with the things that you're sharing and try to be as informative as possible. So you can see an example there, what your majors are, what business school you're in, their professional background, taking those challenging and provoking classes, really going above and beyond, student organizations, and so much more. So there's so many things that you can put into your
picture should be some kind of solid or neutral background. If you're unable to do that, as long as it's kind of clean, it's a professional image, that will work as well. Also, keep it PG. Think of kind of like a yearbook headshot in high school or even elementary school. Next is your profile banner. So you're going to choose a picture that kind of represents your school, your job, or any of your career interests. So for example, if I wanted to have a job in Nashville, Tennessee, maybe I could put the Nashville skyline as my profile banner. Also, Canva is a really great website that you can use to customize your profile banner as well.
Alrighty, and then part 2 on adding media to your LinkedIn. You want to make sure first off the bat that your resume is updated on LinkedIn. And every time you add things real time, that you're also adding this to your LinkedIn. So you're making sure that all of your content is relevant. And you can add this to your featured section. They do have a spot for your resume, so you can just go when you're editing and just pop your resume right in there. It's a really great way for recruiters to get to know you. I know in my personal experience, I've had a lot of people reach out to me on LinkedIn because they did see my resume on my profile and they wanted to learn more about me. So you always want to make sure that you have that on there. And then next, you want to add your previous work experience, coursework, a relevant experience, and then also your current work experience and where you're currently employed. I mean, even if you think this might not be applicable, you still want to add it to your profile to really showcase all that you've done and the skills that you've acquired thus far in your career. And then also you can add external links to projects you have completed. For example, if you have like something you did for work or class, like a special project, if you've written an article before, if you even have a blog, adding those things to showcase outside sources of things that you've done.
Okay, the next section on your LinkedIn profile is the work experience section. And this is the area where you add all of your previous and current work experience, and you want to do this in reverse chronological order. So having your most recent experience at the top and your oldest experience at the bottom. And for each of these, you'll want to list the name of your employer and the position title that you held at that job. And you really want to mention if the job was full-time, part-time, internship. It's really good to add metrics in there as well. So if you worked 50 hours a week, that would be a good metric to put in there. Or if it's part-time while you have another job as well, that can also be relevant. You also want to include the month and year you started and left at the company. And lastly, just some bullet points or a short description of what your job consisted of and what your main tasks and responsibilities were.
Now for inputting your education into your LinkedIn profile, you want to make sure that you include the school that you are attending or that you did attend if this is applicable to you. You want to include the years of attendance. And then also you want to add any notable activities or programs that you participated in the years along with those as well. This can be any school organization, things like that are really popular to add. You want to use this as a chance to highlight your GPA. So this is if you have a nice high GPA, people are going to love to see that. You want to be sure to list all your education history, include high school, college. If you went to multiple colleges, anything like that, you want to be sure to list out all of that to help you make any connection possible.
All right. I think that this part is so essential to really standing out. So LinkedIn licenses and certifications. What's cool about this is this means like you're going above and beyond and you're really trying to show what you're an expert at and what you're very skilled at. So to do this, you go to the add profile section. And then from there, licenses and certifications. And there's so many free courses as well as courses that you can pay for. I know for me, I recently just did a Microsoft PowerPoint one because I was like, oh, I've been doing this for a long time. Let's see if, I could pass this and that. add this to my profile. And it was really simple. And I've actually had notifications about it being a requirement for a job posting. So it's really a cool way to stand out and to show that you are actually skilled about the things that you share you had experiences in.
All right, so next is how to use the LinkedIn skill assessments to stand out. These skill assessments are just those short multiple choice exams, and they allow you to just prove your expertise in that area. Like Julie had mentioned, you can do this with Microsoft Excel, with PowerPoint, with anything like that. So the typical assessment just consists of maybe 15 multiple choice questions, and it's also timed. So there isn't too much stress along with it. If you do by any chance fail the first time, you can take it a couple weeks later as well. So that's really nice to know. And recruiters will not be able to see your score. All they will see is that you passed the quiz, and it will be displayed on your profile.
All right, and then next you'll want to add your volunteer experience. This is something that a lot of people might easily leave out, but I think it's really critical to your profile. You want to make sure that you are showing to recruiters that volunteering in service is important to you. It just shows that if you are serving the community, you'll want to serve their organization as well. And so when you're adding this to your profile, you want to include the name of the organization, your role in the event, what it was for, the date, and the description. And then when you describe that experience, make sure to use strong action words, quantify any numbers, and show the results and really show your role and what you did in that specific activity.
Up next, we have the skills and endorsements section. And this is really where you get to highlight the things that you're good at. And this helps the description in your headline and summary and provides a platform where other people can endorse you as well. So it's not just you talking about yourself, it's other people agreeing with you that you're good at these things. And then you're actually able to pin your top 3 skills at the top of the skills section so that your connections know what you're best at. And you can indicate, your connections can indicate that you're skilled through an endorsement, which will appeal to recruiters and others as well. And a really good way to start getting skills and endorsements is just to start endorsing other people. As soon as I connect with someone, if I've worked with them on something in the past and know that they're good at something, I'll just go over and endorse them. And most of the time, you'll get an endorsement right back.
Alrighty, so for your accomplishments section, this kind of gets broke down in a few different buckets, as you can see. And first, for the for courses, this is any like really important course that you've taken in school that really applies to maybe your major or what kind of job you're looking for, or like a unique experience that you believe that this will help for, or be beneficial for your line of work. Next, for projects, this is anything really that's relevant, maybe a non-service project. You can also put those under volunteering. And anything that you've led is also super important. When you're a leader, it's important to amplify that and let people know that. You can add a description of the project so people can tell what you were doing and things like that, what you did to complete it and contribute to the project overall. Next, for organizations, you want to list out your current and past involvements. If you're in college, it's highly suggested that you only have college organizations listed on that section just because it's the most relevant for you at that time. And that's what people will generally look for, not too much anything farther back. You can include other school involvements like women's organizations and organizations that you held leadership roles in. Again, leadership, very important. For languages, you want to list any languages that you're fluent or proficient in. Knowing another language can set you apart from others very easily. So you want to, put that strength out there in a potential career. And then lastly, for honors and awards, you want to list any scholarships, promotions, awards, things like that that you've gained over the years, and just really let the people know where you've stood out and what you have all accomplished throughout your career.
All right, next, building your network. So first and foremost, you do not just want to create, try to connect with every single person that, you can think of or that you completely don't know. The number one reason for this is that you will see their content come up all the time. And if you have absolutely no connection with them, it's hard to relate to the things that they're posting about. And you really can't get much out of the experience of LinkedIn because you don't have, a connection to build off with them. So form those meaningful connections and try to really just follow and connect with people that you have some kind of an experience with. It'll mean a lot more for you, and you'll get a lot more out of like the application. Connect with people in the companies you want to work for. This is something you can do all the time, even if it's a company you're just interested in or you're applying for positions for. Connect with them so that you can start those connections early on, and maybe be able to organically create those relationships and hear about the company from their perspective. And connect with those people that you meet professionally. So if somebody comes in to speak with your class, right afterwards, send them that personalized message saying, hey, I really enjoyed that you came into my sales class yesterday, and I'd really like to stay connected and hear more from you in the future. Something short and simple, and also putting in that personalization of when you met with them. And then also interact with your connections. So somebody just got a really cool job position, and say, that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear this, and I hope it goes well for you. Stay in touch. Something to always keep those connections so that if future job postings are out there, it shows that you've been in contact with these people and you're interested in those companies, and you already know people that work there too.
Alrighty, and then in terms of how to job search, which is arguably the most important part of having your LinkedIn, is getting that dream job. So those steps you're going to take are, once you're logged in, there is a jobs tab at the top of the page you can click on. And then you can specify your search based on where you live, your experience level, the type of job you're looking at, and type of role. And then many companies will have their application and requirements on their website. So when you click a link to a job that you're interested in, it'll take you to their website externally where you can apply directly. And then also, it's a good idea to turn on email notifications to get alerts on jobs that you could be qualified for from LinkedIn, or even reminders that you need to fill out these applications. And then to find companies that you're interested in, go to their page and see if they have any openings listed on their profile. And then connect with people who work for that company, or if you have a connection through someone else or you went to the same school as them, it's always a good idea to connect with them and try to reach out and set up a chat or something along those lines if you are applying for a position.
All right, so thank you guys for going through and letting us know how to build and utilize those LinkedIn profiles. Remember, one of the most important parts is to continue to update that profile. A good thing is to set aside an hour, maybe once a month, to just go through and update some of that information. And always post about your accomplishments. It's not flexing too hard. If you're really proud of yourself and you want to let people know about it, always post about it as well. And then over on the right is all of the contact information for Dress for Success if you need that. And then at the bottom on the right are the websites for the Big Ten schools that helped us put this presentation together if you are interested in learning more about our organizations. So thank you.
We thank the ladies for recording that video for us. Of course, they are not here in the room, but really good content nonetheless. And really, if you haven't tried this on LinkedIn, those trainings that they offer are amazing. And a lot of them are free. And working on success in sight, building out, how do you prepare for a conference? How do you prepare your panels? How do you prepare questions? I found all that information on LinkedIn. Again, shameless plug. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and register for Success in Sight. That will happen on March the 6th at 10 a.m. And they mention organizations. So I hope all of you have visited our website and already completed all this mess. I'm just going to take it off. Have already completed your 2021 Professional Women's Group application. We have our February meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. and it will be led by Gigi Hall and her team from Live Again. and it's going to be really fun, interactive, and they are going to cover mask and Zoom etiquette, which we all need. Any questions, or anybody have any tips, or any other tools, tools of advice they could offer for LinkedIn?
I had a question because it was recording. I didn't want to interrupt. Where was it that she said that you could put like scholarships that you've received? Is that like just making a post for it, or was there somewhere under our skills? Because it came right after she discussed skills. I don't know if anybody else caught that.
Deidre, did you catch it by chance? And Jasmine, I am more than happy, to all of you ladies, because I know some of you popped in at different times. I'm more than happy to send the info over to you.
Oh, okay.
Caroline, scholarships and awards in the accomplishment section.
Let's see.
Thank
About
you.
feature, dashboard, experience, education. Mine just goes after education. I have licenses and certifications, skills, and then interests. I don't have an accomplishment. I had deleted my LinkedIn and then was told like a week later, no, you should definitely have one. So I had to remake the whole thing.
Was that like, did it come from LinkedIn, or someone just suggested that?
It was my aunt who's like a mentor, and she's like, no, you definitely, because I was like, I don't ever use it. I don't, you know. And she's like, no, you definitely need to have a LinkedIn. And so she hounded me about it. I finally remade it, but now I'm like having to remember everything that I had in it previously. So
Jasmine, I'm curious, why did she think it was a good idea? Because I'm in the same situation. I'm like, I don't really feel like it would be useful. I've had it for years, but I don't do anything with it. Why
yeah,
does she think it's important?
She is a, God, I don't know what her title is, but so she's a CPA, she's an accountant, and she works at a insurance firm in Columbus or in Cleveland. And basically she teaches professional etiquette and networking, and basically how to understand privilege to non-minorities at their company. And she does like a lot of motivational stuff. And I was just telling her, like, you know, Aunt Tanya, I'm never on LinkedIn. I just deleted it. And she's like, no, you're about to graduate college. That's a place that you showcase all these things. Like, employers are looking at you, whether you believe it or not. People are looking at you to see what you're into. You know, and since most employers now will check social media anyways, you'd rather that professional account show up prior to a Facebook or an Instagram, and that's the only imprint that you have, you know, online. And so she was just like, you really need to get a good headshot. You need to put anything and everything positive about your experiences with work or school on there. So she just said that because people are looking whether we think it or not. They're not going to tell you all the time if they're looking. And then she also told me, Google your name every few months and see what pops up in the pictures and in like the all category to keep a track on what might possibly be happening that you're not aware of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is anyone in the room really active on LinkedIn? Any LinkedIn gurus?
Yes, I have LinkedIn.
And have you found success in networking or in your job search if you've used it for those purposes?
Yes. So they, like Jasmine said, there is a lot of employers that look at my profile and they'll actually inbox you or try to email you off of LinkedIn. And it's really successful to me. Like, I get a lot of interviews for it, you know, based off of the resume.
That's so good to know. Thank you.
I have a LinkedIn account and I've had it for a while. And then I added more to it and I put my picture on there. Actually, Dressed for Success actually did the photo for somebody that they had come in, and that's the photo that I have on my profile. I get a lot of people who look at my profile, but and I've applied for jobs on LinkedIn. Now, recently I have not been, but for a while there, I was, applying for jobs, like maybe almost every other day or so. And I never really get a lot of feedback. But what I did find out is that times when I would apply for jobs on other platforms, they would come to the LinkedIn profile and look at my profile, but they didn't say anything. In fact, there was one company. It just seemed like somebody was looking at my profile every week, and I was trying to figure what that was about, but they never approached me, or but they was when it shows that somebody's looked at your profile, it would show that. And I don't have premium, so I can always tell who the individuals are. Sometimes I can. Sometimes it'll just tell the companies. Sometimes it tells what their occupation is. Now, I sometimes post things on LinkedIn, but I don't do it very frequently. And I might comment on something that I see. Majority of my contacts are people that I've either worked in some capacity with, went to some college with, or have some other professional link to them. And then I'm connected with some people who are linked to them. The question that I have today, though, is about the testing that they're talking about, taking these tests. I haven't encountered that anywhere on LinkedIn. I'm not looking at my account right now, so I don't know where that is to find that. I've done that on Indeed when I've applied for jobs, and then they'll have like tests you take, and they use those, some of the employers will use those scores from the test. I would like to know more about how to find that on the LinkedIn profile so that I can do some of that testing and have that in my profile.
Jerry, I'm more than happy to send you the link to your email that will take you to that area of LinkedIn.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Has
Now,
anyone?
one thing also, the other question that she was saying was only connect to people you know, don't connect to strangers. Well, strangers have connected to me and I have connected to strangers, but they're usually linked to something that I'm involved in. Now, for instance, there was a guy who was in college and he went to the same university I went to, and he asked to be connected to me. And at first I wasn't going to connect to him, but I did. And, I was looking at his profile maybe last month or so, and this guy has actually got, it's been a couple years, but he's had a couple jobs out there, and now he is a CPA, and he has actually found a really good job with a big place, but I don't know whether he used some of the other connections who were connected to me to help him get where he was going. But I know he had sent me a couple IMs and talked about himself and said, what his background was and everything. And I did connect to him, but I don't know him personally or anything like that. And that's happened several times. I've connected to people who are connected to other people that I know or connected to organizations that I'm a part of. So is there something that they're afraid that might happen to you if you're connected to a stranger, or how, what's the response on that?
That's a good question, Jerry. But what you just stated kind of makes me wonder if that's why you don't want to connect with strangers, because, if I accept John's request and then maybe he tries to engage with someone in my network, and maybe he's not a stand-up guy, or you just don't know any background information on that person, and you're allowing them into your network. That's what I would think. Anyone else have any thoughts on that?
I think too, it's a lot of there's a lot of people like who are pretending to be like job opportunities, and they're trying to get your information. So like when someone, like if they're approaching you on LinkedIn, you want to do your research, you want to look up their name also, and not on just on LinkedIn, but like on Google, and see if what that says matches up. Because a lot of people do like fish, just like with, like people call about your social security and all that stuff. People do fish for your information, like by trying to offer you a job. So you got to be careful. Maybe that's what she meant.
Good point.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't add anybody that doesn't have a profile picture. My thought process is
Right.
if you're on LinkedIn for networking and you don't even have a profile picture, no. So yeah.
That sounds good. No, I don't add anybody from a foreign country. Now I get a lot of requests from foreign countries, and a lot of times their backgrounds are similar to mine, but I don't add them because I don't know if that's really that person, So I don't do that.
Yeah, and I make sure that they at least have like connections that I do know. How they'll tell you like how you might know this person if they are Ohio State student or Columbus State student, something like that. I'll make sure that I share a connection with them opposed to just somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
Has anyone earned on mute again? Has anyone earned a badge on LinkedIn?
No. How do you do that?
By taking those courses. Okay, I will get you the link, Jerry, for sure.
Oh yeah, like
Okay,
the LinkedIn courses for the classes. Yeah, I do those.
Yeah.
And
Is that something new? Because I've never seen that on there.
It's called LinkedIn Learning. That's the one I do. I don't know if she knows something different, but it's just like a lot of videos you can watch to like get you ready for jobs, anything really.
Yeah, I think there has to be something that's new. Maybe that's something where all the platforms are going to, because Indeed really has a lot
they do.
of
They
things
do.
like this. And I've attended a lot of their webinars, and then I've taken tests, um, you know, like skill set tests, with them. So, it's interesting, I guess everybody's trying to make their platform be the best platform for people to be on,
Yeah, Indeed is
Not,
another great resource with a lot of
yeah, absolutely.
great content, and it's free.
Yep,
Jerry,
great.
I'm gonna get-
Thank you so much, Bridget, for bringing it to us today. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you ladies for coming out. Does anyone have any other questions? Again, ladies, I have your email information. I will get the slides over to you, the whole presentation, and I will also include the link for Success Insight and LinkedIn Learning.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thanks, Bridget.
Thank you, ladies, for
Yeah.
coming out. Stay warm, stay safe, and
Thank
if
you.
you
You
can,
too.
I hope I'll see you tomorrow at PWG. Have a good
Bye.
All righty.
night.
You
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ladies. Bye.
take care of your kids.
Oh, you as well. You and your grandbaby. Take care of the ladies.
Yeah, that's right.
Stay
All right,
safe,
then take
Jerry.
care.
Bye.